problem, sorry, terrorism problem, and it was in the peak in 1997 up to the last year June, the May. You had throughout you had problems from blasting bombs here and there and fighting each other. You can't reach most of the destination in Sri Lanka, north and east, everywhere nobody can go, and that market portion was completely closed. But we, with sort of controls, we have come to this level. Now this is the place now with the war is over, and with the economic crisis existing in the world, Sri Lanka is performing very well. And I don't know whether you listened yesterday the statement given by Governor Central Bank, Sajid Nimat Cabral. We have been upgraded, right? With all sort of controls, we have been upgraded from low income group to the middle income group, and we have been upgraded up to that level. The main reason, now there are a couple of reasons affected for that, and the one reason is the per capita income, that is GDP, the portion of per capita income has gone about $2,000 per year per annum. And the reason number two, they were really evaluating and monitoring us as to how we face the economic crisis happening in the world, and we were facing, and we stand the economic crisis, and with the planned activity, and war in our behind, right? And now we have a platform, and we have a stage to perform. Now after 30 years, now almost 30 years, right? Or 30 years, we have come to a position where we can stand on, and the entire Sri Lanka you can reach any place, whether it is FMCG service or whatever the production or industrial, whatever the sector, anybody can have the better market, the market share. Then it's the right time to start any business, because we knew that time, that when we started in 1997, everything was unfavorable, right? For us to do the businesses, I mean, everywhere the banks were really reporting losses and all, and we had many problems. But now things are getting into control, and it's a right time. That now I'm telling you, it's not a political talk, right? But it's basically the right time to drive the local industry. In the same time, we have launched a program called Real Sri Lankan very recently, a couple of months before, and Sri Lanka has a matter of imbalances. Now, service sector is very large. It contributes about 60% of the national GDP, and the manufacturing sector is only 40%. Those who are engaged in the manufacturing sector day by day become fewer and fewer. Now, what we have to do, what the government and everybody should get together and do is to start up industry. Now, you have to produce a tangible product. The service industry to thrive, or to exist, and also of the banks or whatever the service providers, in order to cater the tangible industry, like in industrial, the tangible product. The industry is to start, then we have to start the industrialization. That's what I mean is. Then the imbalance in between, when you blow up the industrial sector, then the contribution will become larger, then the imbalance will settle. Then the industries, the government, now you have a better platform to work, you have better economic condition. Now everybody, this is not our upgradation, it's IMF, right? Then they have upgraded us. That means that we are going forward, and we are going towards a direction where we are leaving all the problems and towards prosperity. And the industries, this is the right time to industries to start in Sri Lanka, to make, if you some or other manage to relieve the imbalance and make the balance in between this, I mean the comfortable balance in between the public and the private sector, automatically country will go to prosperity.
Right. So we are speaking to Dr. Ravi Liyanage. We will take a short break and we'll be back with you soon. Stay with us.
Ayubowan Sri Lanka is brought to you by
National Lotteries Board, enriching our lives, enriching our land.
ජීවිත සිත මන දොල පුරවාලන්නයි හිතේ උපන් ජීවිතය විඳින්නයි
ගම රට නවමං ඉසුර තැනෙන්නයි මුළු රට ලස්සනක් නංවන්නයි
National Lotteries Board, enriching our lives, enriching our land. The HRM Awards, a glowing accolade to the creative genius behind Sri Lanka's top HR management practices. The HRM Awards 2010. Registration closes 15th February. Visit hrp.lk for details.
Look, Jimmy, I certainly don't want to die.
Better get used to it because you're going to.
You were right about him. This is one exceedingly sweet man.
I can't think of nothing finer than a fine naked woman holding a gun.
How many people I've killed. What's important is how I get along with the people that are still alive.
Is hitting a little too close to home.
A little upset. I've managed to upset a mass murderer.
Time to rock and roll.
In their world,
They're gonna kill you. What?
being yourself
Nobody move.
could get you killed. The whole 9 yards.
Welcome back. You're watching Ayubowan Sri Lanka and we are with Dr. Ravi Liyanage, Chairman and CEO of the Kingdom of Raigam. So in the second half of Ayubowan Sri Lanka, we did touched upon a very crucial aspect and a message that he was giving also to the SME sector and the new entrepreneurs. What he said was there's a myth that there is not enough capital, not enough systems to generate finances, even though there's the brains, the education is there, there's no means of capital generation. So what he said was it is very important to prioritize on your priority areas and focus on them. He said when they started for until sort of a year, he had only one table where all the other 4-5 directors were sitting at. So what he said was it is a investment cycle and there's an injection ratio. When you generate profit, you don't draw it out, you invest it, reinvest it in the cycle, and that goes on until you establish yourself. So once you prioritize and you reinvest and enhance the cycle, that is the key to sort of progress and development, and that is the secret of success behind the Kingdom of Raigam. He also spoke about the economy conditions that are prevailing right now. He said it is very different from when they started way back in 1996 to 1997. Now the incentives are much more, and with the war ending, the market reach has increased. The whole of Sri Lanka is accessible. The market share and the market has increased, and not only that, what he was also talking about is the increase of the per capita from $1,000 to more than 2,200, and what he says is this is something that was announced by the International Monetary Fund, the IMF, because they were closely monitoring Sri Lanka as to how they were also facing the economic crisis, and we have been upgraded to a middle income group from a low income country. So this is a very favorable condition as he sees, and he says this is the time that Sri Lanka has to go for industrialization, thereby reducing the unsettled sort of disbalance that is there when it comes to the service sector and the manufacturing sector, because manufacturing sector is only 40% of the market share. And Dr. Liyanage, we will also want to find out from you why you got into the salt industry. What was the motive behind that?
No, actually, in Sri Lanka, being a country is